Hello to all you nail baby dolls out there. I am the Nail Mogul. This is Rhonda McCarthy coming to you once again with a requested video. So this is going to be really short and sweet, but I had a request for a video on how to shape nail tips. So I'm going to do 3 basic nail tip shapes. I'm going to do a coffin nail on this one. I'm going to do a stiletto on this one. And I'm going to do an almond nail shape on this one. So first things first, if you saw my video about shaping out the stiletto nail, you can use mathematics to understand how to get the shape of the nail really perfect. So when we do a coffin, if you saw my previous video on how to place your scissor in the middle and then swivel and get an equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle is shaped like this. All 3 sides are equal. An isosceles triangle is shaped like this. One really long side, another really long side, and then a little short side. So what you're going to do with your coffin nail is you're going to look for that isosceles triangle shape. So take your scissor, put it in the middle of the nail. This is where the number of the nail tip would be. I had cut that off with my tip slicer. And you're going to take your scissor and put it slightly to the left of the number, where the number would be, or slightly to the right when you cut the right side. So here's the middle, where the number would be. I'm going to put the scissor slightly over to the left, and I'm going to rotate my scissor upwards, and I'm going to slice this scissor now. I'm going to come all the way up, and I'm going to slice that scissor upwards. If you notice, there is an isosceles triangle in this shape. So let's go ahead and split that off. Take a look at that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Put your scissor in the middle, move slightly to the right of that, rotate your scissor so that when you cut the nail tip, you're gonna go all the way upwards, and you should see on this side an isosceles triangle. Let me show you that, okay? That's what an isosceles triangle looks like. It's long on this side, long on that side, and short on that side. Let's go here, and then let's rotate our scissor. Let's go to the middle. I would like for you to be okay with what you're seeing. Slightly over, rotate your scissor, and come all the way up. Take a look at that coffin shape. Now let's go ahead and let's do our stiletto once again. Put your scissor in the middle. Rotate the scissor, and as you can see, there's an equilateral triangle right there. We're gonna cut that, and it looks like I need some new scissors. Come right back to this point, which represents the middle, right here. Rotate your scissor to where you see an equilateral triangle right there. Let's cut that. And then for our almond shape, let's go ahead and do the same thing that we would do with our stiletto. We're just going to shape it like a mini stiletto and then round off the point. So let's go right here to the middle. Let's swivel our scissor. And you don't want to take your scissor and swivel and go all the way up here. You want to simply go to the middle and swivel slightly to the left or to the right. And now let's go back to the middle. Swivel to the left, and let's cut that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and shape out our nail tips. When you shape your nail tips, you want to use long, even strokes. You don't want to do choppy little strokes like this, because when you use long, even strokes while pressing inward, if you notice that that side of the nail has a consistent shape to it. It looks like one long line. And that's what using your file to make long, unbroken strokes will do for you. I'm not doing this because that's going to give me an inconsistent line. So let me just finish that off while placing pressure at an angle. Now I have my coffin shape. Just be aware that your coffin shape is not going to be as straight as with a sculptured nail. This is a sculptured nail. So because the nail tip itself bends and the coffin is a super straight shape, it's always going to look different on a nail tip than it does on a sculptured nail. Okay, which is what this is. Now let's take a look. There's our coffin, and you can make them more narrow if you would like. That's sometimes referred to as a ballerina nail. Just gonna come in here. I really don't want it any more narrow than that, but I'm making long continuous strokes. We're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna put pressure on this point right here and file inward. Sorry that the camera's moving. Long, notice how I'm making long strokes. And I'm making my strokes just on this point right here and over there. So now let's come to this side. Don't put your file like this. Put it on that point that's sticking out and put pressure on that part until it becomes even with the point of your nail. Put pressure on there. Once again, as in my previous video, for perfecting the shape of a stiletto nail using math, I'm using my 180 grit file, and this side is 100. I'm just going to refine this shape a bit. I'm going to come in now, and I'm filing the entire enhancement. And I'm just going to shape that nice and narrow. Let's do this side. I'd like for the nail tip to have a narrowness to it. Okay, last but not least, let's take a look how we would shape our almond nail. Now the almond nail, think about an almond. The shape of the almond is consistent with the size of an almond, which is a nut. It's something that you eat. So I'm going to use the same principle just to get this side in here and then that side over there. And it's I'm a little bit off in my mathematical V, but that's fine. We'll shape it out. Come right over here and file that inward. You're going to bring that while you're putting pressure on that point. And I'm sorry if I've covered that up with my finger. Let's take that off the top. Okay, now let's go into this side. I'm on that place that was jutting outwards or poking outwards over here. Now, take a look at that. Let's get this off of the top. I'm going to make this just a little bit more narrow so that it has a nice look to it. And I'm going to come in and I'm just going to make my tip, this little replacement tip on here. They can be kind of bulky, so I'm just going to come in and make that a little bit more narrow. Now watch what I do with the free edge of the almond nail. I'm simply going to round it off. Notice how I'm not using short choppy strokes like this. I'm taking my file and I'm coming around, which gives me uniformity. I'm going to come under the bottom, get those little shavings out. Let's go ahead and let's perfect this side. Let's take a look. So, let's turn our hand. This is our coffin nail right here. Let's take a look at the other side. This is our coffin nail right here. And then this is our stiletto right here. Sorry, my hand's in the light. Let's turn that to the side. Take a look at how clean the lines are. Let's turn this way. There's our stiletto. Now let's look at our little itty bitty wee almond. There's our almond nail. See that? Okay, well, to all you nail baby dolls out there, I hope that this video was helpful to you. Please be sure, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel on YouTube. I am the Nail Mogul. I would be so thankful to have your presence and your input. You can find me on Facebook at the Nail Mogul, and you can reach me on Instagram at Nail Technology. Thank you so very much for watching, and please do leave your comments about what you would like to see in the future in the way of instructional videos. God bless.